Good evening, everyone. We're going to be doing Tips Tuesday for dieting. Everyone's getting ready for summer, for the beach. Everyone's wanting diet tips and tricks, so we're going to share a few this evening. Give it a couple of seconds, see if anyone jumps on, and if not, we'll just keep on rolling. We got Kelly on. Hello. Kelly, do you have any questions about diet tips and tricks while we're on the topic? Summer beach bods. Okay. We'll go ahead and get started. As far as dieting and therapy and tips and tricks, we wanted to share a few that we know of that are very helpful. So first thing is goals. It's a very important process. If you set goals as far as your weight or calorie intake or exercise, whatever you can mark as a difference, it's very important to do that. Having goals in mind keeps you focused on what you want to do, why you want to do it, picking out, a jean size smaller, buying that pair of jeans, and hanging them up in a place where you can see them often. Hanging them on the back of your closet so that, it's facing you, you can see them. Having that goal in mind, having goals written down. I want to lose, 10 pounds. I want to lose 15 pounds. I want to, cut my calorie intake by, 500 calories or whatever. Having those goals in mind is really helpful. And on the same lines of that is tracking your progress, keeping a diet journal. It can be your calorie intake, what you've eaten so that you can keep up with everything, but also the times that can be just as important. If you're eating a healthy snack at 11 o'clock right before you go to bed, that's still a bad thing. Eating breakfast in the morning kickstarts your metabolism. Tip number one. So get that going. Don't skip meals. Make them healthier, make them smaller, make them more often. A lot of times people will, try and starve themselves to lose weight, and that does not work for your body. Your body goes into survival mode and it doesn't work. So keeping a log, keeping track of those things, and like I said, breakfast in the morning. Second thing is lock up your fridge. It doesn't have to be a padlock. It doesn't have to be chains. It doesn't have to be anything weird or crazy. But just as simple as, taking a couple of rubber bands and tying them to your fridge, a pipe cleaner, a couple of things of bread twist ties bunched together, a child's safety lock, anything that puts an extra step in the way of you in the fridge. A lot of times I have clients come in and, they say, I don't even realize what I'm doing until I've done it, until I'm, sat down, I'm eating, and it's like, oh, wait. So putting an extra step in between you and the fridge is always a good idea. Like I said, it doesn't have to be anything crazy, but just, that little bit of extra, reminder. Hey, do I need to be eating this? That wake up call. That can be a great thing. On the same lines of that, if you're very particular about, having, food and drinks in your bed, not in your bed, or not having them around your electronics, all those things can be helpful. If you find yourself snacking and watching TV, put your laptop in your lap. That way you don't want to get messed up. Even open the screen up, lay out the keyboard so that you're not, eating on top of it. You'll be more mindful of, what's going on, what's around you, having those things. And same thing with if you don't like to eat in bed, well, spend more time in your room, in bed, when it's, time to wind down for the night. Maybe move camp, watch a little bit of TV in bed, read, journal, things of that nature, so where you're not tempted. Make a firm grocery list. Stick to it. Don't, go to the store hungry. Don't pick up things you don't want, don't need. Better tip on that is send someone else. If you've got a spouse or child that can go, okay, we'll get these 3 things on the list and nothing else, and I want this exact thing. If you're trying to get, carb light bread or, whatever, make sure it's a firm grocery list that you're not deviating. And if you can't do that, like I said, send someone else. That's always helpful, so that you're not there, you're not tempted to do anything that's not on your list. Other things that you can do is in the morning, meditate. Being more open, with yourself and what's going on with your body can help you lose weight, in that you know what your body is feeling. You know what's going on. You know that you're feeling better every day. Next tip is stress reduction. A lot of people eat out of stress. It's not so much you're hungry. It's not so much that, this or that. It's, you're bored or you're stressed, and that's your go-to. That's always a bad thing. If you're just sitting there eating because, you're sad or you're stressed or you're bored, then, you've got to do something about that using, better coping tools. Better is always the way to go. We're working towards eliminating the behavior, but in between, better. If you're stress eating, okay, we'll replace the chips with popcorn, replace, the popcorn with celery. Keep trying to strive to do better and better. Get your whole family involved in your weight loss. If you've got a spouse or children that, they aren't on your diet, you can still get them involved. Ask them, to help you, be mindful. Maybe they can cut back. Maybe they can take certain foods out of the house. Maybe they can not bring certain foods into the house that, that you're susceptible to. Getting the whole family involved can really help. Next tip is to plan out cheat days and special events. If you know ahead of time that, hey, Wednesday is my cheat day and I'm going to, do this special thing for me. I'm going to have a little bit of ice cream, or if I'm going to go to a birthday party or things like that. Planning those events out help you be mindful and will help you stay on track with your diet. You can still go to that birthday party. You can still have, a very small piece of cake. You can still enjoy yourself without having to stress over it, because you've planned this. This is your little bit of cheat. This is something that was planned. It's not spur of the moment. It's not, you feeling bad or regretful afterwards. This is, something that you can do for yourself. Next thing on the list is a nutritionist. We work with a nutritionist specifically for diet, weight loss, bulimia, things like that. If you need the help, that's what they do, is they teach you about healthy foods, healthy habits. They'll go to the grocery stores with you and show you the difference between, the different products and, why that's better for you, and explain more in depth, what it is that your body needs, why it's craving that, and what you can do about it that's a much healthier option. And the final thing is counseling. It's not specifically diet counseling, but it's more along the lines of, if you are eating for that stress or depression or boredom, getting into counseling and working out what's behind those feelings, and, working on yourself while you're trying to do this diet can be a really helpful thing, because it ties everything together so that you can lead a much healthier and productive life. And that's what it's all about, is trying to do better and better every day. So please try and do better. And if you need help, you can give us a call at 256-686-9195. Have a good night.